Hey man, I'm just wondering if we make a podcast and no one listens to it, will it ever make a sound?
What up, everybody, and welcome to the FB and Goob Show. I'm FB,
I'm the Goob.
sponsored by the Good Time Tavern of Livermore, California. How's the Goob?
The Goob, the brain is a little bit worn down. We had all the fantasy drafts this weekend. So I don't know. I'm working on empty right now. We have Caitlin Clark we could talk about. We have Aaron Judge on a tear we could talk about. But it's the football show. We're doing all the predictions today.
Yeah,
Where should we begin?
we should begin with NASCAR.
Okay.
I know you. I want to start with football too, but this last race was insane, and out of nowhere, Harrison Burton is now one of the final competitors in the playoffs. I found that to be crazy that this kid came out of nowhere, won the Daytona race, and is now in the playoffs.
Yeah, you see,
Kyle Busch it's bad for you. It's an interesting play. I didn't see it coming. I thought you were fine. And then out of nowhere, nobody won the race. You know what I mean? And he got into the playoffs. I thought it was an amazing ending. The Rex, everybody was in next week's race. If everybody drives the same way they drove this week, the race at Darlington should be a pretty interesting race. And I think for you, you really need to keep yourself clean because I think people are going to be driving insane. And you got 21
it's gonna be
points.
tough, but we do run well at Darlington. You said certain people just run well at Darlington, and Busher
Yes.
seems to be one of those guys. So I have hope
Yes.
we could make the chase and wreck you in the chase, just like you ruined my season. So take that, Tyler Reddick. Coming for you.
I don't know why you're coming for me. I've just been an honest, fair, loving driver for the whole year and the
Yeah.
best. So, I
Oh yeah.
mean, or
I'll,
one of the
I'll
best.
send you some of the highlights for sure.
No, I'm excited. I think Kyle Busch has got one more in him. The way he drove at Daytona, he just lost with like a smidgen of a second. So, man, here we
Yeah,
go.
that's annoying too, knowing he's right behind us.
He's right there. Well, he needs the win. So he's gonna be driving for a win. And you're driving to stay alive and be in the top 5. That's your plan. And so is Bubba Wallace. Stay alive and be in the top 5 or win it.
Well, he's got to wreck me. Yeah, he's got to wreck me or win it.
He's got to wreck you or win it. And anybody else now who hasn't had a victory yet can also win it. And apparently,
All right, so this is a random NASCAR question. Like, when clinch it, do you kind of coast through week 17? If you're in NASCAR, this next race, do you kind of just stay out of the mayhem if you're in the top 5 in the chase? Kind of let everyone else just get crazy and then, or what happens there?
Well, I think you could just keep your nose clean, and people like Elliott and the whole Hendricks team, they're all in it. Larson, they've fine. They might try to help Bowman get in though. You know what I mean? So if Bowman needs a win and your guy's that guy, you might start blocking, playing a little dirty. Tyler Reddick's probably going to do his best to not let Busher get ahead of him so Bubba Wallace can get ahead of him. So Tyler Reddick's got a job to do. Even though he's clinched and he's still got a job to do. So it's to help Hamlin. If he wants to get Bubba Wallace in, he could block Busher. So there's a lot of drivers who are in but still have something that, like Hamlin, it's points and money for him. If he gets Bubba Wallace into the finals and they keep winning, it's points and money. So it's like,
I could see that team just
yeah,
kind of like rolling as a whole posse down the track.
yeah, I could too. I'm pretty sure at Daytona,
Blockers
Reddick
on
would have,
both sides, the go man in the middle.
yeah, right? Why not? Fury Road kind of shit.
Totally.
Just blocking Bubba Wallace the whole way. Go, motherfucker. Why not? Hey, listen,
Yep.
one race to go. The way I saw it happen at Daytona, this is crazy. So I'm excited for it. Let's talk football, though. 53-man roster today came to, and I'm happy the show is today because it allows us to talk about how we feel now. We know what's going to happen. We know who's on the teams. We know
Right.
who's left. So starting the AFC, or you want to start in the NFC?
I mean, we'll start with the best of it, the best conference, which I believe is the NFC.
Sure, I agree. The best
And
teams are in the NFC.
let's just start out east and work our way west. NFC East.
I mean,
Saquon Barkley added to the to the Eagles. Does that make them obviously the favorite here?
Yes.
Yeah,
I not I
even with
mean,
even
offensive
without them, they
line's
were the favorite.
good.
Let's be honest.
The defense is I'm a little
What
I
about the
mean, they
loss of
lost
Travis Kelsey's brother? Is that huge or not a big deal?
I'm I still think the rest of the line played pretty well, even though Travis Kelsey's brother was out there as the general.
Oh yeah, they have
I'm
three All Pros. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, neither was I. I think they can replace the center, maybe not as good, but you could still do the pushy thing if you need to, and
Sure.
everything else. Yeah, I'm not. All the talent they have at receivers, they've got weapons everywhere, and then they added Saquon Barkley, which is
The loss of Reddick, I think, would be the key.
for the defense. It is. I think that's a huge part of loss. Can they? I
And one
think
of the
in this division, I think they can win this division.
Sure. Well, I mean, you don't think,
That's
but this division seems to be one of those things where it goes every other year. So won't you give it to, or who? Dallas won it last year, right? At the end.
Yeah. So I have to give it to
So
Eagles this
we're
year.
gonna flip back to the Eagles this year.
I'm not taking Dallas and putting them in last place. It's just crazy town there to me. When I look at Dallas, I just go, it's just like it's insane there. So I'm just like, I
Yeah, no, I
mean,
looked
with
at their additions. Ezekiel Elliott, and they lost a left tackle and gained a left tackle. It wasn't as good.
yeah. So it's crazy town USA there. They waited to the end and they gave that guy probably more money than I mean, Jamar Chase is happy now. So I
Right?
mean,
The
that's
Niners are
great.
not.
Listen, Dak, CeeDee Lamb, Mike McCarthy, and that defense with Parsons and a few of those guys, they're probably going to get still 10, 11 wins. I just don't think they win the division. I really don't.
And
And
I
I
think
put
I think we're in agreement there.
second. I
Um,
got him at second. It's third and fourth for me. That could be
right. Well,
crazy.
I know you liked the Giants last year, the way they're headed.
Yeah,
Their
I
young
did.
defensive guys, Thibodeau and all that stuff.
The offensive line with O'Neal, I thought they added that kid. I thought that was good. Yes.
Yeah. I just don't think they have enough to get past the Redskins that are now gone of their shitty owner
Yeah.
and all the bad feelings that they had with the last franchise. I think they're turning a new page. It's going to be exciting in DC.
I
Jaden
agree.
Daniels is going to light that place on fire. Enough for like 5 or 6 wins.
I think they are third and the Giants are in fourth place. I think Daniel Jones is just not the
Oh
answer
yeah.
in New York.
No, and then if they had anyone behind him, but they went through the names that was behind him today. It was
I
like
thought he had like Devin
Drew Lock,
Singletary.
Drew Lock, and someone else.
Oh,
Oh,
behind him at quarterback, no, there's
yeah.
nobody.
DeVito and Drew Lock.
Yeah, DeVito, Tommy DeVito.
So even if the Giants had a competent to getting their kind of roster, yeah,
No,
not there yet. Not there yet.
I think they put all the money in the wrong guy. Now they've got some young talent, but not at running back. Neighbors at wide receiver. I think Shepard's probably still their guy. He's
The
aging.
next OBJ, we're going to see neighbors all over ESPN this year. I guarantee it.
Sure, why not? He's always got the throw to, but I just don't see. I like, you've got good receivers in Washington. This quarterback could be the best quarterback in the division in 3 or 4 years, and I think he'll be better than the Giants. Well, I mean, Hurts might give you a couple more years, but we're still going to end up in this. We're still going to end up in this Russell Wilson phase for Hurts. You know what I mean? So
All right.
it's all, how accurate
All
are you
right.
throwing the ball? How Dak might hit that train too. Dak might not be in this division next year. So I got that Daniels kid probably going to be.
Shockingly enough, we're in complete agreement in that division.
Yeah, right. So where are we
Next
going?
division.
So where are we going, to the south? Do you want to go southeast?
I want to go to your division. I want to talk about the
Ah, okay, let's
Packers
go. That's
and
fine.
how they're
I didn't
not
want
going to
yeah,
win
it's
the
fine.
division.
So listen, I mean,
You know I had the Lions. Tell me why I'm wrong.
I can't. I got the Lions too. I think this is the
Ah,
land that Campbell built. I really could
yes,
go
no.
either way on this, but I think he's got a lot of young players believing in his, I don't know, crazy way of playing football or coaching football. I think he's
Right.
got a lot of young talent too.
And they're all
Goff
a
is
year or two ahead of the Packers. So I feel like they're on the same timeline, just
sure.
2 years behind one another.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I agree with that. I think they were a little ahead on us on getting their shit together. And I think Goff might be a little ahead of Jordan Love in playoff wins and going to Super Bowls and
Right,
stuff like this.
experience, which Trey Lance will tell you, experience is important sometimes
Trey Lance will tell you
at
experience is
that
important.
quarterback position.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't want to talk about it, but 5 turnovers in his last game. Insane. I was in.
Is that really what happened?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
see it. I saw him do one stupid thing, and I was out.
3 interceptions or 4 interceptions, 1 fumble. I don't know. The last play of the game was just an interception by Trey Lance, which was only fitting. That's how the game should have ended.
Nice. He's gonna own Canada, but homie.
So I mean, if I think if Detroit stays healthy, why not, right?
Nah, they kept all the pieces. They had a premium left guard. They improved their secondary, which was what every team went after,
Yeah.
including the Niners. If they didn't have that shitty secondary, there's no way we come back and beat them that game. So,
No. No,
so
no,
yeah,
not the
no, I
way their
think they're. I
defensive
think
line plays and
I
not
think
the way their
Detroit.
offense can play.
Yeah, they're on a great path. I think the Lions will be nipping at their heels. Well, the Bears will be interesting, and the Vikings will probably be shitty. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I other than the Lions beating the Packers, I got Packers number 2. We all know the reasons for that. I had a lot of talent all over the place, just young, just getting it all together, gelling it. I think the dude coming in and running the new defense, if you saw the 53-man roster, you would have noticed that we kept like 10 defensive linemen. I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? It's like, that's pretty serious, 9 of them and 1 was on IR. I was like, okay, so we got a plan, you know what I mean? And linebackers, cornerbacks, it was like, I think I'm excited for the defense to see what it is this year, other than that old school, just play safe. This guy
Well,
covers blitzes. I'm
I was
excited for it.
surprised you took the Green Bay Packers defense in your fantasy because
No,
I
there was a
thought,
reason for it, man, because this guy's he's making it sound believable. So, and I need believable because
yeah,
I think the talent is there. I just don't think the guy running the talent knows what to do with it. And I'm hoping this guy knows. He's challenged LaFleur the whole time, even, like when you're not supposed to, like, no, I want to teach this defense to be a nasty defense. So,
yeah, no, if you guys could get to the quarterback, Sky could potentially be the limit with that secondary.
yeah, that's
Young and changed secondary.
yeah, that's what I think that's what he's trying to accomplish. I have the Bears at number 3. And after watching preseason, just like, if this kid's actually for real, this might be a different conversation next year. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
Caleb Williams looks fun, man. He
Yeah.
looks fun.
Now, they've surrounded him with a lot of talent, receiver-wise, a running back. I'm not too sure how the offensive line is. I'm skeptical on the defense because we put up 36, 38. You know what I mean? So we'll see. And there has been, talks of there was a lot of great plays, but there was also a lot of 3-and-outs. So we'll
For
see how
sure.
he does when he gets out there in the real time.
Oh, this is a growing pains year for
This is
Caleb
going
Williams,
to be,
for
but
sure.
I am, for the first time in a long time, not excited for the Bears, but I'm a little like nervous. You know what I mean? Like,
I won't be bored by him this year. So
no,
that's the thing.
no. When you see
They're
them
worth
on the
watching.
schedule, you'll be like a little interested. You know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
Vikings, I don't know. Vikings, I don't
One
know.
word. Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. That's it. That's all you got to say. And Aaron Jones gonna miss 8 games. Sam Darnold's the quarterback, and
Right.
Justin Jefferson's in hell. How's
Oh, I
that? Is
did
that
want to
fair?
ask you that. One weird question I wanted to ask you about the running back situation. The Vikings took Aaron Jones, and you guys obviously took Josh Jacobs, who was
Mhm.
the leading rusher in the league 2 years ago. But fit wise, I don't see Josh Jacobs being as good as Jones was. Can you see him being that? Well, you know what I mean. Can you see him fitting in?
Um, they asked him if he could catch the ball to the backfield. He said, I did a bunch at Alabama. He did it in practice. They said, okay, we'll see what happens. So, I mean, that's going to be a key thing because there's a lot of little times Aaron Jones pop out and like, oh, Aaron got the ball. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well,
On a little
he's
pass. And
going from. I feel like Jacobs is going from swing passes and kind of like
sure,
hitting that main hole in the middle to
sure.
like more precise routes coming out of the backfield and things like that. And I'm not sure Bama boys got it.
I think that's maybe why we kept that Emmanuel Wilson guy too. And we put
Oh yeah,
what
sorry about AJ Dillon. That sucks. Out for the year. Wow. Ouch.
I would have to say last time it was a Packer. I don't know if
Yeah, you
too
can't see
many
him coming back from something like that at 28.
no, too many discussions of him not coming back this year without being put on IR. You know what I mean? So now he's not coming back. So it's like, well, maybe he's just not coming back. How's that? Is that fair to say? Thanks for the memories, AJ Dillon. probably not a good injury to get. This probably was going to be his last season with the Packers, like his goodbye
We'll
season.
make a sea shanty song for AJ Dillon one day.
We will. A sea chanty song, Show Me the Way to Go Home, something like that.
So,
Yeah, so South. We're going to go to the South. Let's do it. I like the South. I'm excited
most
for the
interesting
South.
division. I think this is the most interesting one.
Me too.
I got way confused. Vegas has got the Falcons as heavy favorite.
I got the Falcons as my favorite. I don't know
I
how
have the,
heavy it is, but
I have
I've
the
got
Falcons not quite there yet.
I have Kirk Cousins just enjoying all the talent that he has around him, and
I feel like I haven't seen him throw a pass since his surgery, so I'm not convinced that all of a sudden Kirk Cousins is going to make this Falcons team like click.
I haven't seen Aaron Rodgers really throw a pass either, but I'm not too concerned about him not being able to throw the ball when he gets back out there. I think that's just something guys like Kurt and Aaron, the release is there. His arm is still there. I'm sure Kurt's throwing a football somewhere. They did keep Tyler Heineke is Heineke. They kept Heineke, and they're a 3-team quarterback. They have 3 quarterbacks on their team. They kept all 3,
which is good news.
Yeah,
but I don't think Heineke wins the division.
Nobody comes in and plays a few solid games if needed. So, he did with Washington. He has around. I don't know. I like the talent with the improvement on defense with getting Judon and Simmons from Tennessee. And
I love that.
Yeah. They've put their defense up a couple notches. They already had a young, decent defense with some young, maybe need a leader on the team kind of presence. And Judon brings that instantly to the team since he came from a Belichick ran defense. So I don't know. I like where the Falcons are sitting in that division. I think they can outlast the Bucks and the Saints. If everybody stays healthy. Same thing can be said for the Bucks though too.
Right. The Panthers hired a quarterback whisperer for a quarterback. That do we really think Bryce Young has a chance in this league?
That's the question for the Panthers. Does Bryce Young even have a chance at being a professional quarterback?
Yeah, I'm not
sure. That's all I have written down. Young team, but questionable quarterback.
Yeah, no.
So.
They brought in, Brooks and Deontay Johnson and Clowney. So they're trying to make it more respectable. I don't believe I don't think they'll win a whole lot of games.
Not against the Falcons, the Bucks, or the Saints, or anybody else they're going to play against.
Right. Yeah, no, so I don't see that. The Bucks, they didn't add anybody. So they're just riding Baker. It's Baker time in Tampa. So we all know how that goes in the second and third year. So
that's why I have the Bucks in second. I like Baker. I think Baker has found a little home in Tampa.
Yeah.
Did they draft a quarterback a couple years from now? Maybe. But
sure.
The receivers are aging. The running backs from last year, if they stay healthy, they played pretty well. That's just kind of got injured there, here and there. So defense is aging though, isn't it? Is the Bucks defense gotten any younger?
No, they signed Jordan Whitehead to play safety because they lost their entire secondary. Yeah, their defense might be in a little bit of trouble this year.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins might be able to, get through that. Tampa Bay keeps going to the playoffs the last 4. I know we went from Brady to Baker, but Baker kept going to the playoffs. So
this is true. And I'm going to go from one terrible quarterback to another. And I think that if Derek Carr is going to do anything in his career, it'll be this year.
I hope so.
They've got Shanahan's buddy Kubiak, who actually last year got Caleb Williams the Heisman Trophy. So he's gone from Super Bowl or whatever that was 2 years ago to Caleb Williams to now he's got Kool-Aid McKinstry on his team. So, it's Kool-Aid time. Saints take the division out of nowhere.
Olave still
they're going to be running that Shanahan team. I could see Olave being open like Ayuk a lot. You know what I mean? Running that Ayuk route, that big dig.
Kamara's aging. You think he's got anything left in the tank?
He I was a little bit more excited when I wrote this down because his backfield mate, the one they drafted, wasn't injured yet. But the guy they drafted last year for the Saints.
He got hurt?
He is hurt for. He's on the pup list. First four.
Oh, he's on pup
DeAndre
list to
Miller.
start.
DeAndre Miller.
Yeah, okay. So he's on the pup to start. So that's at least 4
So they're
games.
gonna ride Kamara for 6 weeks and then pick up Keandre Miller in week 5. Everybody,
Okay.
fantasy tip of the week.
Yeah, that was my only concern about the Saints not having like that deadly weapon. Olave, McKinstry, I like.
Right, their stars are very average speed, I guess you'd
Yeah.
like to say, not as explosive as you'd want your superstars to be. Maybe
Olave's got to be a 4-3 guy.
he's pretty quick.
He's pretty quick. But after that, they still got Michael Thomas.
No,
That's good. Their defense to me,
we've
the defense we've put the defense like in the top 5 every year. I'm not going to do that this year. So I'm not going to give
they lost Marcus Davenport.
Yeah, so I don't want to say their name this year when we talk about defenses. And that's why I have the Bucks ahead of them just because I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. And that was the hardest division to pick. I feel
it
like
was, except for the Panthers and the Falcons.
The Falcons.
Yeah, Panthers was easy. Falcons I kind of was okay with, but
all right, let's go to my division.
This was my hardest.
Nobody.
This was the hardest division for me to go through. I thought it was easy because I just have gone through so much of the Packers division, and the other divisions didn't seem. I had a hard time with this division, so you're more than welcome to lead the way there, big man.
Well, I kind of explained this to you earlier. The Niners are still the Niners. They're not going anywhere. I still think they probably run the division. Maybe the Rams pull an upset here. Maybe we go 5-1 in the division this year, but we're the clear king still, with or without Ayuk. You could argue if Trent Williams comes back, then we could definitely lose a couple more of those games, which is, I would say, fact. But after that, you're right. It does get interesting. The Rams added Blake Corum, and they got both their stud receivers back and healthy. Matt Stafford's probably his last or second to last chance at a Super Bowl. I am interested to see how their defense is now since they don't have Aaron Donald in the middle of it, like just wrecking havoc like he has for the last 12 years. So they might need to change 2 guys to 1. So that could affect them. I do like the Cardinals. Cardinals, Kyler Murray. If you have any trust in him at all, then the Cardinals are on the way up. If you hate Kyler Murray, then, well, they got better, but not that much better. And the Seahawks, the Seahawks changed all their coaches, same players. I don't see anything exciting coming out of Seattle either.
Until Seattle gets a quarterback that can handle the dynamic receivers they have, I think Seattle's pretty much just wasting their time. So I'm not a big Geno Smith fan. So
yeah, he's very pedestrian, as I say.
He's very pedestrian, and those guys are very. We all know what. DJ Metcalf's an animal, and that and then Jigbu Smith came out of college. He was supposed to be top 3, 1, 2, 3 hit Garrett Wilson, him. They're supposed to be used, and they're not. So I don't know. Seahawks, until they change quarterbacks, I just don't see them changing. All new coaches, like you said with the Niners, until they're not, they're just, they are. You know what I mean? That's just who they are. They're just.
Our defense is unchanged, probably better than last year. We've added to the secondary. Our second-year linebackers look way better than our second-year tight ends. So the offense kind of stagnated, but the defense, I believe, is improving. So we're going to hang our hat on that again this year, and that's going to get us a lot of wins.
Yeah.
The division.
And Rams are aging. Like you said, no Aaron Donald. I'm interested in that. That's why, I put the Rams at second, but I thought if the Cardinals come out with any kind of young enthusiasm and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyle Murray, if they connect somehow, you know what I mean? And he's able to run routes and be in college like he did, and he's able to do like what his dad did in the pros and read defenses as a receiver and be open and find the whole, listen.
You give him 80 plus catches this year?
On a team that has McBride and who else? Nobody else? Connor? Nobody else. Yeah, I think he's, barring injury, he's probably more than 80 catches. Just because he probably sits down well, in little zones. Kyler probably.
Yeah. If you talk to their cornerbacks in the Arizona cornerbacks after training camp, they're like, yeah, he just lined up against our best guy. pretty much beat them all the time.
That's what I mean. So if he can go out there and line up against your best guy and always find the soft spot and be there, and we all know he's not small. He's not like he can't sit down and get to take a hit and get back up. He's 6'4", 235. He's not worried about any of that shit.
And we've
So
also seen him pick it up off the turf an inch from it. So
yep. And
yeah.
so
He's a can't miss. He is.
yeah, so he's a can't miss. So yeah, if that can't miss and Kyler Murray can put it together and McBride can be open and the offensive line can protect and the defense can stop, they might be able to take the Rams out of second. That's all I can say for that. After that, I got nothing else. I don't think they can beat the Niners because I know that offensive line can't stop the Niners from getting to Kyler Murray, and that's the games they got to worry about. And I remember Devontae Adams. He didn't get open against the Niners defense, and Aaron Rodgers was throwing the ball. So, yay, Marvin Harrison Jr. It's just the way it works. So, until the Niners defense isn't so dominant and all that shit.
You want to? We're done with the NFC. You want to pick maybe a championship game, NFC championship game?
An NFC championship game?
Because I'll go Lions Niners again because we love to fail in the big games.
I want to say I was gonna say Packers Lions. So
nice.
How about that? Packers Lions, Niners Lions. We both get our team in there, and we both agree that Campbell Land.
The Lions are pretty good.
Yeah, we both agree the Lions are pretty good. We've never said that before, so
yeah, no, that's a weird one to say.
Yeah. So all right, let's head over to the AFC. Let's finish strong.
That's right.
Where do we start? We started East.
Starting East, baby.
Starting East.
Just like time zone. We wake up with the East and come to the West.
This is probably the
sun. FB and the Goob is like the sun. Put that
we
on
are
a
like
t-shirt.
the sun.
You should rise and bet with us.
This was my favorite division to do out of all of them.
Yeah. No, I like how I get to trash like New England a lot.
Now I have them last, so I don't know where you have them.
Dead last.
Dead last. I have them dead last too.
2 wins, maybe.
I have everybody else in long paragraph form, and then theirs I kind of like bullet pointed and just went down to try to help the Patriots out in the end.
Yeah.
You guys really could use some let me help you out here.
They hired Van Pelt as their OC. He's been pretty much terrible for 6 years in the pros and in college. So they're just saving money, I think, on him.
No relation to Scott Van Pelt, if anybody thought.
Scott's way taller.
Way taller. Yeah, they gave away their best defensive player. They're just giving away. They're more of a sell team right now. I've saw little things
that
they're
offense. For Ramondre Stevenson, to be honest with you.
That's what they got.
That's all they got. That's all they got.
They're gonna go with the rookie. Why not? Put him out there. Let him learn. Because it's not like they're winning. They're not going out there putting the rookie out there going, this could be it. Every Bears fan in the world is going, this is our Super Bowl year. What the fuck? Yeah. What are you talking about? This is not your Super Bowl year. Stop. Give this kid a break. This kid might be really good, but let's not give him a Super Bowl year in his rookie year. I don't know any Patriot fans going, we got it. We're good. This is it.
No. There's a couple that come to the Good Time Tavern. We were talking about cricket, I think, last time they were in.
Yeah. So they're not talking about Drake May taking them to the playoffs. That's for sure. So this rebuild for them, nothing else to say about them. I got the Jets at number 1. I do.
I feel like the Jets have the best chance if it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers. And that I'm going to take Tua. I think Tua and his 19 concussions has a better chance of making it through the season than Aaron Rodgers and his Egyptian mental voodoo.
Okay. If making it through the season is what we're going with, that might change.
That being said, I love all the Jets additions. They picked up 3 potential Pro Bowl tackles, which I believe in this league, that's the best way to improve right away. And I think the Jets did a great job improving on their O-line. They're going to try to keep Aaron Rodgers alive, and the rest of their team is pretty sick. So, I mean, they got Robert Saleh in the defense, so that that side's ridiculous.
I have it written down right here. I think Aaron Rodgers can score 21 points, and I don't think there's might be more than 5 or 6 teams in football that can put more than 21 points on the Jets. How many of those teams are in the East? How many of those
for success?
You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I think Aaron can put up 21 points with Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson and a couple other guys here, and then an offensive line that's improved. Can you score 21 against the Jets, Miami, Buffalo, Patriots? That's what I mean.
Miami can, yes, Miami can, and I think they will. So,
That's the only team maybe in that division that's got enough speed, enough
they added to their
intelligence.
secondary too. I like what Miami did in their secondary. Jordan Poyer back in Miami, I
Nice.
think, because he'll be able to watch Aaron Rodgers and
Right.
figure some of that stuff out in the secondary. As far as Buffalo's concerned, I think they're highly overrated. If they win 8 games, I'd be surprised. I mean, you don't have to guard their receivers, right?
No.
And their offensive line's not that scary. They got that one mean guy, but whatever.
We got Dalton Kincaid.
And they got Dalton Kincaid, Roadhouse.
So yeah, I have them in third. I have them third.
Oh yeah,
I have Jets, Dolphins, Buffalo.
I have Buffalo closer to New England than I do to Miami and the Jets. I think it's a clear two-team thing this year rather than last year.
Right.
All 3 more in it till the end.
Right. Or we even thought Buffalo had a chance to be the best team. Oh, Buffalo could still be number 1.
We definitely did.
We're not saying, I'm not saying that at all this year.
No, I don't think so.
I think other than
they lost too much, they didn't add anyone. They added 5 shitty receivers and a punt returner, and they lost Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, they picked up that young kid from Florida, the Coleman kid.
Keon Coleman, who
but I don't think he's ready to
year of college finally had a good season.
Right. I don't think he's ready to take over. So
well, he was a man playing against kids in Florida State. Like, yeah. I don't see him even coming close to that kind of production. So I just see Buffalo. Take the under in Buffalo.
Oh, for sure. Take the under in Buffalo. I agree. Take the under in Buffalo because that's not looking good there. I'm not liking Buffalo at all. We moving on to the north here. Is that where we're going from the east is to the north? Correct.
Yeah, let's do it.
This was a simple division for me, other than the fact I don't know who 2, 3, and 4 are, but I had number 1 as the Ravens.
Right.
Yeah, and after that, I got you a pig and a poke. Russell Wilson could show up. Joe Burrow's and his the Browns might be some. Analytics say more passes. I don't know. I think the Ravens are just a clear number 1 team. Reigning MVP, added King Henry. Mark Andrews is back. Likely is going to be the next coming of Mark Andrews. Zay Flowers is a superstar in the making.
I did. I got him this draft.
I got him. I picked
in the non-me and you draft. I got him.
I got him in the draft that we were in. So I don't know if anybody in that division beats the Ravens even in a game. I really don't.
I think the Bengals have a good shot. They added a lot to their defensive line. They added Sheldon Rankins and a couple other beefy fellas because they couldn't stop the run. And Baltimore getting Derrick Henry, kind of, I don't know which the chicken or the egg happened, which one there, but the Bengals definitely beefed up, which is key. Burrow, I think, is healthy. He looks better than he's looked in a year and a half.
That's good.
Chase is going to sign, maybe for a ridiculous amount of money, but he's going to sign.
Sure.
T. Higgins is going to be the best second receiver in the league.
Is that on your board back there somewhere, T. Higgins?
T. Higgins is one of 4 players that is on both my fantasy teams.
Nice.
You want to hear him? I'll tell you. T. Higgins, Raheem Mostert, Dalton Kincaid, and the other one was Joe Mixon, who left Cincinnati with a kind of a hole at running back, but they did sign Zach Moss, and they do have Chase Brown. So I do like Cincinnati to push the Ravens a little bit, and then when it gets cold, everything gets tighter. But yeah, I do have the Steelers not figuring anything out this year.
Yeah, me either. Weird what's going on there.
You can't bet against Tomlin though, so it's maddening.
Well, that's the funny thing is like that's the only thing you can't do. He's like still gonna he still win 10 games. You know what I mean? But like, if Wilson figures it out. So
you're like, but he hired Arthur Smith, the worst OC in the league. Maybe that'll drag him down.
I don't know, man. All I know is that I couldn't pick 2, 3, 4 because the Steelers could be second place. Because I don't know what's going on. And the Browns could be the Browns could take second because I don't know what's going on. None of those teams have any. You're excited for the Bengals, though. I'm excited for you being excited about the Bengals. I think the Ravens are still tough to beat in the end in that division.
Yeah. Well,
reigning MVP and
playoff guys. And then I feel like the Browns, I mean, Deshaun Watson he's got his OC back from Texas. So maybe he brought some hookers with him, and that'll get Deshaun back on the swing of things. But yeah, I don't see those two. I don't see the Steelers or Cleveland making it this year at playoffs. Don't see it.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm sorry. As excited as everybody is, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, but Justin Fields will be fun to watch. Like the Steelers and Bears, kind of, they
Yeah,
got some fun stuff going on.
I
George
agree.
Pickens will be super fun.
I agree. It all depends on the defense for the Steelers too. If they do that curtain
Patrick
thing,
Queen, huge signing.
yeah. If they do that
He's
steel
a
curtain
monster.
thing, it's
Yeah,
going to be a rough division, that's for sure. Because there is four good defenses. If the Bengals have built up the defensive line as you've said,
right. They're going to be definitely more smashy.
yeah, that division's going to go back to hard nosed football. That's for sure. I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Cleveland in last. Where we at? Southie?
Let's go to the South.
South. It's a
We got
tough one.
we got the Texans, baby. C.J. Stroud, sophomore slump. Yes or no?
Yes. And that's only because
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs is going to come there and cause a lot of like interruption. And it's just going to,
Uh, the old pube in the soup.
yeah. What the hell? Why is
No
this in
one
my
wants.
soup?
Nobody wants a pube in the soup.
Defense, stellar. I
Stellar,
mean,
some stellar additions too. I love what D'Amico Ryans is doing down there.
yeah, he's building a defensive team.
Yeah,
And
with an offensive kind of mindset.
little did he know CJ Stroud and Collins and Tank Dell and all them would be so good. you
Yeah, I
know,
mean, can I just tell you the two additions on defense? Danielle Hunter
oh, nice. From the Vikings.
from the Vikings, and then
Excellent.
the old Niners fourth linebacker Al Shazier,
Yeah,
who
Al Shazier is huge. I
he's
like that
awesome too.
addition.
They're both awesome.
But Daniel Hunter's a big addition too. He gets as the
Yeah,
quarterback. He's going to
nice.
get
He
to the
does.
quarterback in Texas for sure.
Yeah, so
Uh,
I switch stuff up, but I just can't see Jacksonville catching them this year with Trevor Lawrence at quarterback.
well, that's it. It's either I got Jacksonville sitting ahead of them just because a little bit of a slump in the kid. And I only think it's because I think either this kid's either going to do it and be worth that 200 and whatever they paid him, or he's not. And he's added some weapons too with Brian Thomas. I like that addition. The
Gabe
kid out of
Davis probably
Texas
runs faster in the warm weather.
probably runs ways. Hamstrings are probably looser.
Those fuckers stole the Niners' Eric Armstead. He's a beast in the middle, so that's
He
going to help.
is. That's going to help their defense. They already had that other Josh Allen, right? That's where he's on, right?
I believe he changed the name to Josh Allen FB in the Goob, but yes, he is still on Jacksonville.
I believe he's still there. He's looking good.
He is.
You still got Christian Kirk, Etienne, Evan Ingram. I mean, I would have liked to stone him somewhere along in the draft. I didn't get him, but I think Jacksonville, Duval County, I think will be there. I think it's going to be interesting between Texas and them.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a battle between those two teams.
Yes.
And the other two teams are super interesting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to think. If Anthony Richardson plays, are they just so hard to defend that it makes stuff interesting?
Not many weapons past Anthony Richards. I mean, past Anthony Richardson, though. They got Jonathan Taylor and they've got
Michael Pittman Jr.
Michael Pittman Jr.
Adonai Mitchell, the second fastest receiver in the draft behind Xavier Worthy.
Right.
So, yeah, no, they got some interesting pieces.
Okay.
They picked up Lia Lato on defense. So
right,
he's
Lia
gonna help
Lato, yeah.
But
we'll see.
Maybe the biggest key of all.
Okay.
Joe Flacco as backup.
To Richardson?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Somebody
That's
who can come in there.
That's a money move by the Colts right there.
It is a money move. That's brilliant too, because Anthony might go out not go out injury wise, but it might be like game 4. He might have like 212 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns, and then he might get like a hamstring, small injury. Quick, like, hey, get him out, get him out, get him out. And Joe can come in the game, manage it.
I know how to run that play. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. And just save the win. Joe's a save the win guy, and then Anthony's back next week doing his madness.
Lovely. I like it. So yeah, Colts are one of those interesting teams. Titans again, a new head coach, a new OC. Neither guy really
no identity for the Titans. That went from Vrabel and King Henry to nobody.
Will Levis, who Penn State cut and didn't want anymore.
Yeah. So I was like, I got Tennessee not doing as well as the old Tennessee Titans. I got them losing that division, that's for sure.
Yeah, I do too, unless Flacco and Richardson go down. Then maybe.
Right. And then they'd get third place and
And
Colts would get less.
pretty much.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
All right.
But I see a dogfight at the top and a dogfight at the bottom.
All right. So let's pick. Should we pick a championship game for the AF? Oh wait, hold on.
We gotta do the best division of all.
Hold on.
Well, we got to do the division with the best team and then
And
maybe the worst team.
team.
So let's do
All
that.
right. Chiefs added Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown, and that was it.
Yeah, that's frightening though, isn't it?
Yeah, they just cut Kadarius Toney, which makes sense since he can't catch a football.
That guy made more mistakes than he did anything else. So,
oh yeah,
he was horrible.
So yeah, so Chiefs roll through this division. I see this as a roll through. Like they go 6-0 in the division, probably 14 and however many games there are. 14-4, 14-3.
I wanna put my foot down and say no.
Okay, put it down, man.
I think the addition of Harbaugh to the Chargers, I think that makes every single player on the team better. I think the environment, the way he coaches, the way he cheats, the way everything he does, the way he talks to his players, the way he has a relationship with his players. I don't think the Chiefs I still think the Chiefs win the division. That's not an argument. But I think the Chargers are right there in second, and I think they split those games. You know what I mean? Just because Harbaugh brings a different mentality to the game of football. I really do. I mean, I know they lost some key pieces, but same time, Harbaugh just.
I'll give you the fact that I did put them second because of the Harbaugh factor.
Sure, I think you have to.
As a Niners fan, I know he was there from 2011 to 2014, and our talent was not great at that point in time, and he took us and immediately put us in the playoffs. Yeah, immediately put us in the title game. Of course, couldn't win the big one against his older brother.
That's fine. That's fine. Is that's a Thanksgiving thing now, though. We don't have to worry about it.
Well, I agree with you. I could see it. They added a massive offensive lineman. They brought in all the other Harbaugh's favorite running backs. Jim
which they got injured a lot, so I'm a little bit concerned on their health. That would be the only thing I would say about that is the health of the running backs for the Chargers.
Oh yeah, the Chargers will be running free agent rookie running back in no time.
Yeah, I agree with Dobbins and Edwards. Yeah, that's definitely.
I think even their rookie running back got hurt. So.
Oh, see, that's not good. I do have them there. I got them at second. I do think they'll be a little better than, just because
a little better than Denver, or a little better than the Raiders.
A little better than Denver. I think there's something special happening in Denver. I really do.
The Bo Nix, Sean Payton thing. They have synergy.
I think there's a relationship forming. We know it. We've seen it before. Sean Payton and any quarterback he falls in love with. And once he does, something happens magically. And 6 or 7 years from now, those guys are fighting for a Super Bowl. If they win it, they win it. If they don't, they don't. So yeah, I like the Knicks, Peyton. I like they kind of dominated the preseason, kind of like the Bears did a little bit.
Sure. Now we know what good preseason teams end up looking like, though.
Oh, we do. But the Raiders really are in a start over position.
Minshew magic,
Minshew magic. Devontae Adams will be pissed by week 5. That defensive end, he'll be insane. He's gonna go crazy. I don't know. I don't see who do they got? What are their additions?
I took their defense because now they can put Max Cosby next to Christian Wilkins.
Okay.
And so I thought that part of the defense was going to be hard to stop. Just like in general, like that's going to be a bitch.
Sure. He's a bitch to stop as it is. That Max Crosby.
Crosby by himself is a bitch. Put him next to another Pro Bowler now. Yeah. Now we're
sure. How's their secondary and their linebackers? Have they had any additional linebackers or secondary? I just don't remember the Raiders being able to stop anybody, so
No, they
And
picked up the OC's the guy from Buffalo that they fired last year after going 5-5, which I don't think is his fault. So the Raiders might actually have a quality coach on their hands. We shall see.
they still got Minshew, no running backs anymore.
Oh, they got Zamir White. That's my boy. Zamir
Samir
White's
White,
gonna have a
right?
great year.
Yeah, it's your boy.
My
Uh,
boy.
and then they got Devontae Adams, of course. They got the two best tight ends in football now, right? As a duo,
They
Bauer and
probably have
Mayer.
the two most talented tight ends in football.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They got little Trey Tucker, number 11. Keep an eye on him. Fantasy pickup for those bigger leagues out there.
Yeah, I'm maxed out on receivers. I can't have any more of those.
My fifth receiver is Cortland Sutton, so I think I'm in okay shape.
Yeah. I think mine's like Christian Watson, I think, is my fifth receiver.
I'll put mine up against you any day.
Nice. Well, it's all about that relationship between Bo Nix and Sean Payton. Yeah, I got Broncos ahead of the Raiders. I think the Raiders need some work to do. New coach, still same owner. I don't know. that's my that's my own. That's my
So
own
that's the
thing.
AFC then, huh?
Huh?
That's the
That's the
AFC
AFC.
then. You want
I
to you
think
want to
I
pick a championship game in this one?
sure I do. Let's go. My choice would be Kansas City Jets. If we're just
Kansas
calling
City
one out.
Jet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's just call one out.
I'm gonna go ahead and do what you do in the NFC. I'm gonna take two teams from the same division. I'm gonna take the Texans and the Jaguars.
That's sexy.
Yeah.
I just went with
Agree this
just
time, but we got everything covered when it comes down to it.
I just wanted to see Aaron Rodgers lose another a championship game. So I just
I'm all right
cho-
with that. I'm okay
chose the
with that.
Jets for all those ones he lost for us. Who you got performer of the week? You got any of those?
Yeah, man. I was gonna name Angel Reese for getting 3 straight 20 rebound games, but then I realized she rebounded her own misses most of the time. So we're gonna go ahead and go with Eva Jovic, 16-year-old United States lady who won a U.S. Open match the other day, the youngest to win since 2000. An American lady.
Nice.
Yeah.
My
So we
performer of
got
the
an up and
week
coming
is
little phenom. She used to be like Croatian or Serbian or something.
nice. I could go with Caitlin Clark, some of those behind the back passes and step back three
Getting
to
more records,
lead
winning more games.
to take the all-time rookie record in three-pointers. It's pretty a nice dagger.
Oh yeah, she breaks a record every day.
So that's pretty performance of the week, but I think I'm going to give mine to Lisa for getting me up the stairs. And yeah,
Hey, sometimes you just stairs don't agree with you, and that's fine.
they don't. So
They don't.
on so I'm definitely giving that one to her. You excited for anything next week?
Penn State, West Virginia. We got college football this Saturday. I don't know if I'm getting up at 9 a.m., but I will save it and tape it.
Well, man, I'm excited for that. College football starts this weekend. I'm
Yeah.
excited for that. I'll take that. I was gonna say I'll definitely go with college football. Gives me a nice little Saturday thing to watch. I'm definitely gonna go with this race coming up at Darlington. I cannot wait to see who tries to win this race with whatever means it takes. And not wrecking, I mean just putting it all out there and driving your best and saving gas and
Big race for Busher. I'm in.
this is a huge race. I mean, you're in the 16th seat, but that guy is right behind you, 21 points behind you. So good
Oh, I
luck
know.
with that.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm FB
I'm the champion, the Goob.
from a long time ago. Later.